I never thought I'd end up in a mental health facility. I was a believer, a wife, a mom. I thought I was doing everything right. I spent my whole life chasing what this world had to offer. I had a first marriage, and that lasted almost 10 years, but I filed for a divorce in 2019. I was convinced there had to be something more. But then I spiraled downwards. I went to raves, I started to drink, and I did drugs too. I was chasing anything that would numb the emptiness inside of me. Then, before the world shut down, Jesus found me. It wasn't this big moment, just this deep, unsettling feeling that the life I was living wasn't right. And when the pandemic forced everything to stop, I finally sat in that silence and I listened. I leaned into God's word every single day and began focusing on myself. Not long after, I met my second husband, a man of God, and we shared the same faith and the same values. I felt like it was confirmation. So in August 2020, we both decided that we should get married. Within a month, I was pregnant. I told myself this has to be God's plan. But sin entered our marriage and everything fell apart. The betrayal hit me like a storm. It wrecked me, but I stayed. I just couldn't leave. I loved him so much and I wanted our family to stay together. And also, he loved Jesus. The love isn't enough when the foundation is broken. Even though things were tough, I held on, believing if I just prayed harder, forgave him again and again, give it so many more chances, it would get better. But inside, I was drowning. Borderline personality disorder made everything worse. My emotions weren't just feelings, they consumed me. One moment I was fighting for my marriage, the next I was sinking in hopelessness. The pain was unbearable. The suicidal thoughts that once lingered in the background, it grew louder and louder, overwhelming everything else. And I gave in. I don't remember the exact moment I lost control. I just remember the crushing weight of everything, my marriage, my mind, my failures. It was pushing me down until I couldn't breathe. That's how I would end up in the hospital. I wanted the pain to stop. I just didn't know how to keep going. I felt like I failed God, my kids, my family, and myself. But even in that darkness, God wasn't done with me yet. In the middle of all of this, I made the hardest decision of my life. I left. I took my two younger kids and we moved from Texas back to Hawaii. My husband and I are now separated, and honestly, I don't know what's going to happen next. There's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of pain and a lot of healing still ahead. But for the first time, I'm choosing to let go of what I can't control and focus on what I can. Right now, that means healing. That means taking care of my kids. And that means rediscovering me. But if you're in a season of brokenness, I just want you to know you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to fix everything overnight. Sometimes healing isn't about having a plan. It's about surrendering and letting God do only what He can do. So if you're struggling, please don't suffer in silence. You're not alone. I know how dark it can get. I know how hopeless it can feel, but I promise you, this is not the end of your story. God is still writing it, and trust me when I say He can take what's broken and turn it into something beautiful. Your story isn't over. Keep going. You are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough. I love you all, brothers and sisters. Until the next video. Bye.